What's up, podcast people? How's it going? Thank you for checking out Terrific Talk here on the CLNS Media Network. Interesting podcast for you today. I'm a little down. My Brooklyn Nets just came up a little bit short against the Philadelphia 76ers. I got to hear Steve brag and just throw it in my face for the next, half hour. I'm not really looking forward to that. But one thing I am looking forward to, and I think you guys are going to really like, we're going to do this a little later on in the episode, is Steve and I, you both know, we're big Game of Thrones fans. We both love the NBA. We came up with a whole list of NBA players that are certain Game of Thrones characters. They have the same kind of qualities. We got really into it. It's super fun. I think you're going to like it. Before we get into all that, and Steve is waiting on the line right now, Steve and I did have a bet with this Nets-Sixers series that if the Sixers won, I would intro today's podcast with the 76ers theme song, Here They Come, which I hate Philadelphia. I hate their fans. My hatred for them is completely back. I will give you, this is kind of a catchy song, and I kind of like it. Alan Iverson, kind enough to DJ here from the Terrific Talk studio. So, Alan, take it away, buddy. Thank you, Alan. That was a really nice rendition you played for us. That was more painful than I thought it would be. All right, that part of the podcast is over. Let's go to the second most difficult part here. Let's talk to our boy Steve.
Terrific.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, man?
How are you? How you feeling?
Are you clapping your hands like everybody else?
You know what? It's a good intro song. I'll give it to you. It's a nice song.
It's solid. It's upbeat, it's peppy, gets everyone feeling good.
Alan Iverson is here in the Terrific Talk studios DJing if you want to say hello.
He's spinning the tracks.
He's spinning the tracks.
He wishes he was on that team.
Yeah, he needs the money. So he's here. He's helping us out. So Alan, thank you, man. We love you.
He's not 55 yet, so he can't get his trust that has been saved away so that he wouldn't blow it all.
Luckily. All right, so you took care of business in 5 games. This was probably the best series of the first round, right?
Agreed.
Every single game was pretty dramatic. You got Simmons and Dudley out of nowhere. I didn't see that rivalry coming. The fans were super into it. It was a fun series. It was a short series, but it was fun.
Yeah, every game, obviously Game 5 got out of hand there really early, but I didn't necessarily think that Jared Dudley was going to be a storyline of this series when it all began. No. But he inserted himself in there. He got kind of flapping at his jaws, and I think he awoke Ben, man. Ben played tough and strong and physical, and sometimes I feel, we've talked about him ad nauseum this year, and I feel like we've said at times he can be passive, and I think Jared really kind of stoked the flame, which was good for the Sixers.
Ben was great in the series. He was awesome, and
he was.
It's the kind of thing where can he keep it going? Like, does it really take Jared Dudley to get him fired up? Like, come on.
Yeah, and to a point that we spoke of last week, I will say. I did say, yes, we lost the first game, but we could also then go and sweep 4 straight, which we did. So a little prophetic there.
Joke. Joke.
But the people that were guarding Ben are different than who's going to be guarding him. Potentially a Kawhi or Siakam, because I see probably Kyle Lowry manning. I would imagine he's going to man Redick, right? If he mans Ben, it just put Ben in the post all day.
Yeah.
So I think the two guys, the potential matchups for Ben could be a little different than they were in Brooklyn. And then even you go to a Milwaukee or Boston, they also have those type of players that are little bigger, more physical. So I hope he can kind of keep this up. I hope he stays in attack mode, because I think when he stays in attack mode, it opens everything up.
How do you feel about Joel Embiid getting away with murder in this series? Multiple times.
Oh, man. The elbow we talked about, you admitted last week that was, and we both agreed we were fine with the flagrant one. We didn't think he should have been thrown out. He kind of stayed within his body frame. He didn't extend an elbow. I mean, you were at Game 4. You were up close and personal to see the near brawl go down.
It was amazing. I was right there. My seats were right there, literally right in front of where that happened.
You saw Jimmy exit the tunnel.
Yep.
You got a nice snap. You got a nice Insta story video of that. Aaron was sure to show me.
Yep. It was good saying bye to Jimmy. It's interesting.
I'm biased, right? But I'm texting you as it's going down. It should just be a common foul. And if people went back and watched the highlight, yes, while there was contact, it appeared to be contact, the first contact is all ball. And then he does get maybe in the arm and up into the shoulder area, but
yeah.
I mean, I didn't feel that was flagrant, whatever they call it, flagrant one worthy personally. I mean, again, I'm a Sixers fan, homer, so I can understand why some other people would peg me as that. I felt that it was a fairly clean play with no ill intentions. But,
so you were right about that. He got a lot of the ball. I think he got lucky that he got the ball, because I think he just swung basically as hard as he could. The reason why everybody was sensitive to it is because of the first elbow that we talked about in Game 1. So everyone was sensitive. Dudley sees Embiid just freaking try to, he hits the ball, but he's tries to decapitate Allen for the second time. And this is also after, Joel Embiid and Simmons laughing in the media about the hit on Allen after Game 1. And that's where they're just not feeling Joel in this series, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I always like Embiid. I like how playful he is and he's funny. But I gotta say, that shit was kind of annoying.
You gotta wonder though if that was his intention, to kind of get them fired up and get in their head a little bit.
I think it's just his personality.
Yeah.
I think it's his personality. I think he likes to go at people. We see him go at the other guys on Twitter and stuff. He likes poking fun at people. It's fun, but it is, when you're going up against him and he's doing that, it's definitely annoying. It's kind of like Jared Dudley for you. He's one of those guys, when he's on your team, you love it, but if you're playing against him, no, he was pissing you off. I was getting text messages. He was not, you were not a Dudley fan.
No, I wasn't. You're right.
When he hit those 2 threes in Game 4, the roof came off the place. He's just staring down Simmons. It was just the greatest thing I think I've ever seen in person.
Yeah, it was time for him to go sit down.
Dudley 2020.
So about that little fracas, I'll say.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I know that there was retaliation from Butler. The simple fact that he got thrown out of the game, though, in my opinion, was pretty soft.
It was super soft. But I will say, being there, it was at that point, it was a very kind of hostile crowd. Yeah. People wanted to kill each other in that game, and I could see the refs getting a little bit nervous, just leaving all these guys in there and kind of just letting them play, because I could have seen it definitely getting worse. But it's playoff basketball. There's no way those guys should have been ejected. At the end of the day, I get it, but. I'll give the refs a little bit of leeway. Just the vibe in that arena was not good.
Yeah. And I mean, to the point of the ejections, I don't think Dudley should have been ejected either. I mean, it's your point. It's playoff basketball. These guys are emotional. They're fired up.
Yeah.
I could see him, I could see him getting ejected over Butler just because the guy comes sprinting from beyond the 3-point line to make this contact, whereas Jimmy's just standing right there and it's an instant reaction. I think seeing the fines that were doled out.
Sure.
I mean, I get the refs trying to keep the peace, but again, that's a do or die game for the Nets, and obviously it hurt Philly more at losing Jimmy Butler, I would think, over the Nets losing Jared Dudley. But Jared Dudley, he was the heartbeat of that team there. Those middle two games of the series, I think that. You just wonder how the outcome could have been different. You know.
Yep. I mean, and then we don't have to talk about the end of Game 4 when Jared Allen just gets ganged up on. How was there no foul call there? What's going on? The NBA even admitted after the game, that he was fouled.
But I think what I read that because you sent it to me. More what they're saying is the foul occurred when he was trying to set the pick and roll. I think they said that the three guys stripping the ball from him clean. It was just more
clean. Okay.
It was more. Hey, I'm just don't shoot the messenger.
I hear you.
From my understanding from the reading, but it's more like he set the pick and tried to roll, and Tobias had a wrap of him, and if that's how they've been, I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily pay attention to how much holding goes on when a screen is set, because I feel like you could probably call a foul every single time a screen is set if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
But apparently, from what the league's focus was for this year was to cut down on the wrapping of the rolling player.
Right.
So, if that should have been a foul call, maybe it should have been. Now, as a Sixers fan, I would have been totally fine with Jared Allen in that instance going to the free throw line for 2 free throws. The guy's like a 60-some% free throw shooter. So
ice in his veins.
I don't know if I would have. I would have confidence that he wouldn't have made both.
Oh my God! So
how was that crowd though?
It was the best Nets crowd I've ever been a part of. It was phenomenal, and we were talking like 90% Net fans.
Really?
Yes.
So it wasn't even close. I thought it was going to be closer.
I did too. I was like shocked. I was like night and day from the game we went to last year to this. Night and day. There was zero Philly Fly Eagle Fly chants. None of that.
Don't trust the process.
These Net fans, I didn't know they existed, but they're here now. I'm excited. It was an incredible crowd. Super loud in there. It was awesome. And the Philly players were feeding off it too. Like they were super amped up when they came away with that victory at the end. Mike Scott, great hero.
Mike Scott, man.
Really great.
4 to 3.
Really great.
4 to 3. At least that was opposite of you, I think, right?
It was. Yeah, it was on the other end.
You would have just wanted to throw up, and run out of the stadium.
When I left, I was not in a good place leaving the arena with my dad. We were both very dejected. It was rough.
Solly was texting me like, "Wow, Tom's silent." I was like, I gotta be the good sport here. My mom's lesson for me when I was running and at younger ages, it was kind of like be the person that people are happy to see you win. So I tried to be the gracious fan there in that instance.
You were gracious. I could tell you were holding back, and I definitely appreciate it. I know you were.
I was.
I appreciate it. You act like you've been there. I kind of feel like Embiid and Simmons just don't. Like, what have you guys won? That's all I'm going to say. That's the last thing I'm going to say on them. You guys have won nothing, and you guys got to calm down. A little arrogant.
Yeah, this is a big series coming up starting Saturday.
This is a huge series. So going into the playoffs, I said Toronto was coming out of the East. This is a huge series. I think this is going to be really tight. It's going to be close. It's going to be fun. I love your size against their size. I think it's just going to be a battle. And I love that, you guys aren't the best road team, but Toronto, we've seen it over the years, no matter who's there. Like, they have great crowds, but they lose at home all the time, especially game one.
Yep.
I think Philly can steal a game here. I think this is going to be fun. Also, is Joel Embiid just not injured anymore? What the fuck was that?
It's funny, right?
What the hell is that? What a joke.
Yeah, it's funny how that worked out. He's doubtful for game 4. He's not going to play. He goes out and just goes insane.
Yeah, makes sense.
That's, again, you just wonder if that's a little bit of the gamesmanship, mind games. I was very, very concerned when he didn't play game 3. Coming in, right before, it's like, no, Joel's like, you got to be kidding me.
And he was his minutes were he's playing 20 minutes in the first 2 games. So, and then all of a sudden he's fine. It was just really, really strange. But they obviously need him for the majority of the games here in Toronto, because you're not going to be able to get away with the Boban minutes in this series.
I don't think so either.
Or the Greg Monroe. Yeah, that's like a disaster for you guys.
Do you think, knowing how they played that game 3, wide open court, shooters, Tobias Harris was 6 for 6 from the 3 or something like that. I don't see that happening again. But do you think that there should be time in this series where you get a little extended run with, Jimmy, Ben, Tobias, Mike Scott, and JJ?
You can try it.
I think that lineup is potent enough, or do you think that the big man's got to play 30-plus minutes a game?
I think the big man needs to play 30 minutes. I think he's your biggest advantage in this series because if you go – I mean, I love the Ben Simmons and just all the shooters around. I love that style, but I feel like that fits Toronto style a little bit, and they just might be a little bit better because they've just been doing that all season long together, whereas, Simmons and these guys, they haven't.
Yeah, they've only – we talked about it last week. I think now they've maybe started – 12 games together.
It's crazy, yeah. Like you can see
13 and they're 10-3.
You can see the chemistry, the building as these playoffs go on, but it's still super fresh.
Yeah, we talked about this after Game 4 too. I mean, Jared Dudley, to be honest, could be the savior of keeping this team together. I think that
it did bring them together,
absolutely, off of that whole situation. Versus heading in, it's kind of like, all right, if they lose in these first 2 rounds, Jimmy may be out. Who knows if they'll re-sign Tobias? It could just be, maybe the process taking a step or 2 back. But I feel pretty confident right now that if these guys can get to the Eastern Conference Finals and continue to compete, like this team may stay together.
Yeah, they could bring it back. I was interested in just seeing Jimmy Butler up close. The one thing, my biggest takeaway is just how strong and fit he is. Like in the past, and I've always been like a little bit worried. Like he's getting a little older, of kind of his like injury past. I'm really not that worried about his injuries though. He was just in incredible shape, and he's so strong. Like. Just anywhere on the court, he's just like built, and it's like I don't see that guy breaking down at all. So that was one positive I took away from watching Jimmy. I did also see him yelling at some of his teammates, which I like to see. So the flag is still there for Jimmy.
Yeah, of course you love to see dissent and turmoil.
I mean, he's got a history.
But I would say too, he's never been surrounded by this much talent, and he probably felt the need to bear all that weight, hence injuries or breakdown, whereas I don't necessarily think that he could break down with the people around him because they just wouldn't allow that to happen. They'd give him a rest night without really a rest night or 2 if need be.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And he doesn't get enough credit for the way that he's kind of embraced his role on that team with all those guys,
I agree with you.
He's coming in. He's one of the better scorers in this league, 20 points a night, and he's made huge sacrifices to try to make it work and fit in with all these other great scorers. I think he deserves a lot of credit for that.
There can go large stretches of the game where he doesn't touch the ball on the offensive end, and I'm kind of like, man, like I'm just like forgetting about even Jimmy. Like Jimmy's out there.
You forget,
he touch the ball 4 or 5 times down the court. Then he gets his spurts and he goes and. I mean, he's great at attacking the basket, finishing close to the basket, also a great free throw shooter. So, like that, his game is complete in that sense, and I think is vital to what we do. So.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that you need where, when another team's going on a big run and you just need a basket to stop everything, you can go to him, and he's pretty reliable.
He'll go get it. Agreed. So this will be a big series, man.
How do you feel going against the Raptors?
I mean, I figured it was gonna be happening. So,
yeah.
I feel better with the current lineup and how we're playing more recently going against the Raptors than I would have maybe in the middle of the season because I just feel like we didn't have ourselves figured out. We didn't know our identity. And the Raptors, they're just tough, man. I think we beat them one time this year, and it was when Kawhi sat, and all the other times 2 of the times they just destroyed us. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
So I think that we should be going into this series kind of not thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. I think last year, and I read something recently, last year they won 16 in a row. They won 4 or 5 against Miami, so they won like 20 of 21 games, and they were playing out of their minds. And Joel then was coming back. He came back from Miami, but he was getting into his rhythm, and then they went up against Boston, and I think that they just got too cocky. I think they're coming into this one a little more grounded. I don't know if I want to see a Game 7 in Toronto. That would scare the heck out of me. So I would much rather see us somehow win this one at 6, but it may be 7, and that would scare me.
That would scare me if I was you.
Yeah. But I mean, I got to stick with Philly. I'm hoping they get it done in 6. Will be what I stand on. I had Philly going to the NBA Finals for the East. You had Toronto, so here we go.
Yep. Yeah, I got Toronto in 4 here, but I'm pulling for you guys.
Oh, yeah, right. Get out of here. You know that's not going to happen.
We'll see. Kawhi might be playing his last games and then coming to Brooklyn next year. So come play with Karras, please.
I mean, that actually would be those 3. That would be dangerous.
Those 3 we're in the finals conversation. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking after, I think, game 4 or 5, and I didn't realize that Jared Allen's only 20. He was like just turning 21.
He's a baby. They're all baby. They're all super young, you know, and they're all playing on relatively cheap contracts. The Nets have all this free agent space. They can go get 2 max guys just to add to the team they already have. Like, if someone will just come, like, this team could be so freaking good, but we'll see if anyone will come.
And then New York thinks that they're going to get the whole farm. And then imagine that, a little Brooklyn-Manhattan rivalry.
The rivalry is here this summer because everyone wants KD, obviously. And we'll see. It looks like KD is going to go to the Knicks, but you never know.
Do you think if the Warriors win again, he goes?
I think he might. I think he wants his own team for whatever reason, and he just wants a new chapter in his life. He doesn't seem very happy on the Warriors. I don't know. It seems crazy, but he just doesn't seem very happy.
The crazy. So I watched that game last night. The Clippers just kind of played out of their minds. And I was in Staples on Sunday for Game 5.
Yeah, you saw Clay go off.
Game 4. Sorry. Yeah, saw Clay go off. KD went nuts. And KD went nuts in the second half. The guy's unguardable when you see it up close. He gets to a spot. He's shooting, at an 8+ feet release, 8.5 foot release. And I don't care who you are. You're just not going to get to him.
No.
So it was fun to see them. I was a little bummed that Steph didn't have a good game. But for him to say that, you just said there, KD wants his own team. Watching Sunday, watching last night, Steph does not. I know that he can get hot and go crazy, but a lot of what they do runs through KD. There was a couple stretches last night just watching where Steph just kind of stood in the corner and let KD do his thing. So
that might be why the Warriors are losing recently. By the way, I'm not even kidding. They need to run stuff through Steph. Steph should be the guy.
And I agree with you, and to me, watching these games, and then, I 100% agree, it's just KD wants his own team, but it's the Warriors have done, and Steph have done, both have done a ton to kind of acquiesce to KD and make him feel like he's the point guy when, you got a guy that's a back-to-back NBA MVP, first unanimous MVP ever, I don't know what more he could want.
That's the question we've been asking all year, but he just seems super unhappy. I just want to give a quick shout out here to the Portland Trailblazers, real quick.
Oh my lord,
Dame Lillard, dude, holy shit!
Talk about ice water in your veins.
What an incredible legacy shot that was to knock the Thunder, Russell Westbrook, Paul George out of the playoffs in 5 games. Just incredible what Portland did after their basically disastrous playoff appearance last year against Anthony Davis and the Pelicans, where they just got swept. They somehow
injury this year as well.
Yeah, they somehow kept the whole team together. They lose Nurkic. Enes Kanter comes in and is just dominating. But Lillard is just incredible, and he doesn't get enough praise ever. And he's one of the best point guards that we've been watching for the last 10 years. He's just so solid. So happy for the Blazer fans.
If Steph never existed, we would be it would be Dame.
Yep, that's a great point.
Because he has that range, he has the handle. Now, Steph takes it to another level.
Yeah,
but Dame is that type of player. I love the bye-bye. Because the Thunder were talking mad shit.
Yeah,
and I love that he engaged in that a little bit there. We'll see. Charles Barkley seems to think that they're going to make the NBA Finals.
Calm down.
I can't agree with you more.
We'll see. Maybe the Warriors and Rockets will just beat the crap out of each other, and then Portland can sneak in. We'll see.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. So who do you think, in terms of Denver and San Antonio, we're going into Game 6? Do you think
I like Denver.
locks us up?
I think
San Antonio sends it to 7.
I think Denver can finish them off tonight. At San Antonio, It's been nice. Super. Like, I don't even know how they're doing this. Like, their team is not good. Popovich, just a wizard, and he doesn't get enough credit. I don't know how. I really don't know how this team is beating literally Denver, who has been like the best team in the league all year.
At points, been the best team.
It's crazy. So yeah, I like Denver. All right, so the wait is over. We talked about this last week, how we wanted to do NBA players. Which Game of Thrones characters are they? I did some good research. I have a very good list of names that I want to give to you here.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
All right, number one off the bat, we mentioned last week. Tyrion, it's got to be T.J. McConnell of the Sixers.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, just a lot of Tyrion vibes coming from him.
He works really hard. He tries really hard. And he's a menace to his opponents.
Yep.
I don't know what else you could say.
Keeping it in the Sixers family here, you know who I think the Night King is?
Go ahead.
Joel Embiid. Just a dominant force. Dominant. Like, super scary going up against him. But he's evil and maliciously wants to hurt people. So, a lot of Night King vibes coming from Joel Embiid.
If the Sixers didn't just knock off the Nets, there'd be no way that Joel Embiid would be the Night King.
He's the Night King.
Recency bias.
All right. You know who Rob Stark is?
Go ahead.
Anthony Davis. Let me explain. Yep. Seemed like a great leader, right? Maybe the next king. Everything kind of seemed in line for him. Mm-hmm. But then he aligned himself with the wrong people. Mm-hmm. Anthony Davis, star of the league, the next big thing. Then he starts hanging out with LeBron and Maverick Carter. Now everybody hates Anthony Davis. He's dead. Mm-hmm. It's Rob Stark all over again.
Yeah.
All right, you know who
That's a great one.
You know who Littlefinger is?
LeBron James.
I thought about that. I thought about it, but LeBron got to the top. Littlefinger never got there. It's like he's like a Littlefinger on steroids.
That's fair.
You know what I'm going to say? You're not going to like this one.
Go ahead.
Jimmy Butler is Littlefinger.
Oh.
He's always scheming. He's trying to fit in with all different kinds of teams, but just not really fitting in. Can't really be trusted in the locker room. It's a lot of Littlefinger vibes coming from Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy.
Wow. Yeah. I follow your logic there. Don't know if I agree, but again, I'm a homer, so.
All right.
That's where you're going to get the resistance from me.
My next character here. Cersei. Big character on Game of Thrones. You know who Cersei is?
Big time. Go ahead.
Russell Westbrook.
See, who I was going to say was Russell Westbrook.
Who?
Now that you say Cersei, it threw me off who I was thinking. I was thinking her twin brother would have been Russell Westbrook. The Kingslayer.
The Kingslayer. I like it. I have another one for the Kingslayer. Let me just explain my Cersei here.
Okay. Go Cersei, go ahead.
All right, so I think we can all say that Cersei is pretty selfish, kind of just looking out for her own. Kind of a stats kind of girl. She just wants to rule the whole world herself. She's kind of in it for herself.
She wants to be known as the best.
She wants to be known as the best. I kind of get those vibes from Russell Westbrook right now. Always going for the triple-double. Always kind of looking out for himself. He's pissed at the media. He's pissed at everybody else. I don't know. I think Russell's Cersei. You know who I think is the Kingslayer?
James Harden.
I was trying to come up with one for James Harden. I couldn't think of it. I got James Harden's teammate, Chris Paul. All right? Hear me out.
Okay.
Jamie Lannister. Hall of Famer, he's the Kingslayer.
Yep.
Hall of Fame fighter. He's a little past his prime now, though, but he can still get it done. That's CP3.
Yep. Great insight.
Ready for this next one?
Yes.
Sansa.
You're going to go ahead, tell me.
Kevin Durant.
Wow, always pissed. Yeah, I should have known. I should have pegged that one too.
Big time trust issues. Big time trust issues. Sansa just doesn't trust anybody. She's had a tough upbringing. Kevin Durant just can't get out of his own way. He wants his own team. Can't find a situation he's happy in. He doesn't trust anybody. All day. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Danny Khaleesi. Mm-hmm. Steph Curry. Mm-hmm. Everybody loves Khaleesi, right?
Yep.
Great leader, dependable. It's Steph Curry.
Rides in on dragons. Rains fire off on everyone from anywhere he wants.
Exactly. Yep. Same exact thing. He can go anywhere he wants. He's got the dragons. It's a perfect comparison. This next one I had a little bit of a tough time with. Jon Snow.
Jon Snow would be a tough one. Who do you got?
I got Giannis. Jon Snow's kind of, the guy who is...
The up-and-comer.
Up and coming. He's just solid. He's probably the best. Everybody loves Jon Snow. I don't think we could name one person that doesn't like Giannis. Like, there are 0 Giannis haters out there.
Yeah, I agree.
That's who I went with for that one.
I think that's the right move. He's got offensive firepower, create out the wazoo. Jon Snow is a great fighter. He's, great at an attack, great in the battlefield. So I'm there with you.
Next up, the Mountain.
The Mountain. Oh, man. That's got to be... Horford? No. Who do you think?
Two-way tie.
Okay.
Boban?
Yeah, of course. I love it.
And Steven Adams.
A combo.
Just massive human being.
Steven Adams as Khal Drogo, just because they kind of have that
same vibe,
same vibe, same upbringing. They've got the tats.
Exactly.
They've got this little Samoan, New Zealand kind of vibe to them.
Shout out Aquaman. By the way, not a great movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
Haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
Not the best movie. Are there any Game of Thrones characters I'm forgetting here that we got to do?
Well, Samwell Tarly, he's definitely someone that should be in the mix. Very wise. He's sent to basically figure out a way to get Jon Snow a victory over the Night King. So, here you go. You got Giannis needing a victory over LeBron. Do you have to go with a Buck? Do you have to go with a Bledsoe? I don't get that feel from him.
Maybe a Chris Middleton kind of guy.
Could be maybe. Sam's just a passive character to some degree. So it's just hard. It's hard to identify someone as Sam. I would think. I'd almost feel like it's more like a coach.
Ooh, yes, you're onto something here.
So maybe it's Budenholzer's up there. Maybe just give it to him by default.
Sam is definitely Budenholzer. I like that a lot.
What about, spoiler alert here, the deceased Tywin Lannister? Like, that to me is there. He's just like the OG of the entire realm. I gotta say Pop. Now, Pop isn't evil, but...
He's evil in those sideline interviews, though. I think Pop is definitely Tywin. And he goes to the bathroom a lot.
That's great. Who else? We got to go. Bronn, the sellsword. Just a straight killer, straight assassin. Maybe that's a Clay. Kind of silent, goes about his business.
Yes.
Bronn's not like totally silent because he definitely likes to get his rocks off, but he's kind of always that secondary person. So I would almost say Clay.
I like that. He's another Splash brother to Jaime Lannister.
Mm-hmm. James Harden, man. There's got to be someone for James. Maybe he's Tormund, Giantsbane, beard. He legitimately killed giants, and Harden he's a big, he slays the big guys.
Yeah.
Beat the Warriors this year, overtime, big three. He's not afraid of the moment. I think I'd go Tormund for James.
See, I was having one. Who in the NBA do we just hate? Like, who's a guy we hate? Who do you hate?
I just say that to get you fired up. See, I mean, like, my Night King is LeBron because he just is trying to disrupt everything, ruin peace. You know, if things are going well, he's got to come in and just wreak havoc.
Yeah.
But
Night King James.
There definitely is people that I do not like in the NBA, and I'm blank. I mean, like, here's the thing: I'm not a huge fan of like watching the Rockets play basketball. Like, it annoys me.
Yeah.
I think it's like the kind of the gimmicky way James Harden plays offense with like the herky jerky, like jump into you, foul, bull, big crap. That just like kind of drives me crazy. I wouldn't say that I hate him.
You know what? Maybe here's one. How about James Harden's Arya?
Interesting.
Just going for the kill. A lot of faces with the beard.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, a little underrated coming up. You know, he got the rap, didn't play defense. You know, she didn't know how to fight. He's kind of figured it all out. I like the Arya there for James Harden.
For a while, she was an afterthought behind the brothers. You know, he's an afterthought behind KD and Russ there for a few years. I think you hit it on the head.
I just thought of a really good one for Ramsey Bolton.
Oh boy,
JJ Redick. It's got to be.
I knew that you were going to get another dig at a Sixer.
Common theme here. JJ Redick is definitely Ramsey Bolton. Like, they look the same. They act the same. They do a lot of similar things. I know, you know, JJ.
Hey, Ramsey Bolton's a great shot with the crossbow.
Yep, and it's exactly right. JJ, you know, had some, you know, just wanted Coach K to love him. He's definitely Ramsey.
All right, I'm following your logic. Strictly off Game of Thrones.
Last one here.
Intel here.
Last one here. We need a comeback story. Who's the comeback story in the NBA that could be Theon Greyjoy?
Paul George had a pretty good comeback post-injury.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to.
I got one, but I don't feel great about it because he's better than Theon.
Yeah, see, but Paul George is better than Theon too.
D'Lo.
Yeah, no, of course.
I mean, D'Lo.
Yeah,
he was snitching
on his family.
Yep, his family hated him, just banished him to Brooklyn. Magic said he was terrible, and now he's an all-star. You know, now he's saving his sister. He's saving the Nets franchise. I think D'Lo.
I think that's it.
You know, and
I think you're right.
Lakers D'Lo was reek.
Lakers D'Lo is reek. That's so amazing, and yep. I can't argue there.
I think this is the most fun game we've ever done on the podcast.
I know. I'm really wondering who we're missing. What integral characters in the storyline are we missing?
If we're missing anybody, Bran. Who's Bran?
No, well, Bran. Yeah, who is Bran? Who's like the ever injured, can't really do anything, but has wisdom, and they keep him around. Maybe Melo. For towards the end there, a little bit, for some reason, he didn't bring anything physically, but
and Melo on the Knicks was the three-eyed raven.
Was the three-eyed raven? Brienne of Tarth, though. Who would that be?
Someone with good morals, a great fighter, kind of a tough, lovable person.
That's a tough one. Maybe Kyrie?
Draymond?
Yeah, Draymond? Draymond's got to be in there somewhere. I see more Draymond as a Robert Baratheon, though.
1,000%. He's Robert Baratheon. 100%.
I think that Bran, maybe Kyrie, super skilled offensively, great fighter.
Yes.
Just in a dilemma of where she should have her allegiance, kind of not accepted fully.
Yes. I just thought of Bran, by the way.
Who?
John Wall.
Yeah, dude, yes. 1,000,000%.
Yeah, he can't walk. He was an up-and-coming star. Now he's just chilling, and he's kind of depressed. No one hears from him anymore.
Were you telling me that he may not play next year, too?
Yeah, dude. Not good. Dark days to be a Wizards fan.
Super dark. I'm happy I went under on them this year.
Yeah, good move by you. I'm glad I went over. Always the optimist.
Always, ever optimist, except for when it comes to Philly.
Yeah, I mean, Raptors in 4, baby. Let's get it done.
I imagine that you tuned in on Sunday night for episode 2, Game of Thrones.
I did.
Another prophetic claim by me was that Bran was not going to be angry with Jaime Lannister because he would understand that if it weren't for Jaime, he wouldn't be in that chair. So I mean, I
you called
that
it.
One.
That was very nice by you.
A
lot of setup again.
A lot of setup. What do you? I mean, I haven't really read anything, but just I've been getting texted so many of these theories that are going down. Do you want to dive into any of those? Have you read any at all, or are you just going in with open mind, open eyes?
I'm going open mind, clear eyes, full heart. I don't want anything to be spoiled for me. I don't want to read one of these theories and then it's actually right, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I saw that coming. I kind of just want to be surprised. We'll see what happens at the Battle of Winterfell, and we'll take it from there. Yeah.
So do you think? I guess here's my one question for you.
Yep.
Is this going to be the end of the Night King, episode 3, or do you think assuming that he shows face, or do you see that the Night King will play out all the way through episode 6, or do you think that there's going to be a dispatching of him, and that it's just going to be all the living, like the humans, vying for the throne?
It's a great question. I think the Night King might last 2 episodes here.
Okay.
Or he could win the whole thing, for all we know. But I think my gut says that we're taking on the Night King here for the first half of this season. So you could say 3 or 4 episodes, and then it's switching to we got to go F Cersei up, and that's the real battle to end everything. That's where my gut says, but you never know with Game of Thrones, dude.
You never know. Yeah, again, I'm not going searching for these things, but there's been so many things that have been texted to me that I'm just kind of like, ugh, people are they just got to chill. They just got to relax and let it come to them. Like this is the end of days on this regard. Like we've got a month to go.
It's going to be so sad when it's all over.
I know. It is going to be upsetting.
Brett Brown is King Joffrey. Just figured that one out.
Oh yeah, who would be Joffrey?
Oh man,
just a menace that everyone hates.
Yeah,
that had an early exit from the NBA. Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know.
We'll come up with that for next week's pod.
That'll be next week. We're going to have to come up with round 2 next week.
1,000%.
We're going to have to remember who we said. We'll have to listen to this, write it down. Have our list.
Yes.
I'm sure we could probably update it too off of further discussion or further research. But I feel good with this round 1.
Phenomenal round 1. Anybody with any suggestions for who King Joffrey should be, hit me up on Twitter at Terrific Talk Tom. All right.
At Terrific Talk Tom. Find me on Facebook.
Find Steve on Facebook. Steve Hallinan. You can't miss it. Big comment thread.
Huge comment thread. My wall's blowing up always.
All right, dude. Congratulations to your stupid Sixers. Here they come. It's really great. The NBA world is really excited to see you guys still in it.
Yep.
Hopefully Embiid doesn't pick up any more flagrants because then we get the suspension.
What is the suspension occurred? 5 or 6?
I think it's at like 4.
Oh.
It's early. I think he only has like 2 more maybe.
Yeah, he has 2. He has 2 to go then.
He needs to be careful.
Further is, to me, like that one in Game 4 is bogus, but what can I do?
Here we go. Congrats on a asterisk win.
Yeah, asterisk. Hey, at least your Mets took 1 of 2 against, or 2 of 3 against the Phillies. Now we're split on the season series and tied at the top of the.
Mets Phillies tied for first place. Mets are throwing at Phillies' heads. I love it. Let's freaking go.
How much did you hate Rhys Hoskins? Like his 34.2-second trot around the bases.
Listen. I'm storing that in the back of my brain, and we will remember that one. That's all I'm going to say.
He's definitely going to get a high heat
in the face. In the face. And we're waiting for Syndergaard because it's going to be 99 in the freaking nose.
Yeah. Thor's coming.
Ridiculous. Thor's coming, dude. Speaking of Thor, I'm going to see Avengers tomorrow. Can't wait.
Are you going to see it tomorrow? I'm going to try to go tonight. We'll see.
Nice.
I have to somehow sell it to Aaron to want to sit down and see a 3-hour movie. I don't know if I'm going to be successful on that front, but we'll see.
Good luck on that one. I'm going with Solly. He's dressing up as Iron Man, I think.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Neither goes Ant-Man.
All right. Oh, maybe we can do which NBA players are Avengers next week.
Yes. We're onto something here. We can build this.
We got something.
We got Harry Potter we can do. We got Lord of the Rings.
All day. We can do
all
it
day or day.
So many series. Star Wars. Like, come on.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
I'm in.
I'll talk to you later, all right?
No doubt. Trust the process, everyone.
Kobe. TTP. All
TTP.